Hey guys, welcome back to our Stardew life, and we're here with a slightly different video today. It is the 12th of January 2023. Yesterday and today were the coldest days so far since we have moved into this house. Now, you may notice I am in a car. The car's parked. I'm just heating it up right now. We have to do a run into town. The wife needs to go to work. And rather than her drive herself, I'm going to drop her off because this afternoon we have a bit of a schedule mishmash where the child needs to get to work by the time the wife gets off work, and there's no way the wife can come home, pick her up, and go. The weather's not suitable for me to drive the Firebird in this temperature, so I'm going to drive the child to work, then pick the wife up. But to do that, I have to first drop her off so I have the vehicle. That all being said, we woke up this morning with no water pressure. It turns out our pipes froze. Now, I've already gone downstairs and I've checked, and the pipes coming from the well seem to be where, like, to the reservoir is where it seems to be an issue. I know it needs to be thawed out. I just need to heat that area up. I tried a blow dryer. It wasn't quite hot enough. Now, I did notice there was a space heater right next to the water boiler that was left behind. That space heater does not work, so I'm going to go and pick up a new one to put down in that area. I think that is how they handled the issue previous winters. At least that would be my best guess, since it was sitting right next to where the pipes come from the wall to the pump, or to the reservoir. The pump is actually in the well. That being said, there is also a big radiator, like electric radiator in the basement that's up off the ground because it's a dirt floor basement, and I trace the wires from that. I'm like, why is this not on? I traced the wires, traced it back to a junction box where it is disconnected. When they installed the heat pumps, they disconnected all the baseboard radiators, including the baseboard radiator in the basement where there is no heat pump. So the basement currently has no heat source. And it hasn't been a problem yet because it's only been like -4, -5 degrees Celsius at the coldest overnight since we got here. But last night dropped to -16. This morning was -13. Now, by this weekend, we're supposed to be back at like 10 degrees above zero. So this problem will sort itself out in a few days, but I'm going in to get things but I'm going to go into town anyways to get the space heater to try and resolve it. So that is today's project. I have to do it while working because I can't wait until later to do this. This needs to be taken care of sooner rather than later. So I have to step away for about an hour to go into town, pick up a space heater, come home, plug that in, and see how that goes. Now, we've already opened up some of the faucets in the house to relieve the pressure in the system. So if temperature allows the pipes to thaw on their own while I'm gone, we're going to have some running water in the sinks. But it will help alleviate the pressure so that things can actually start flowing as per normal. I don't expect in the next hour it's going to get that warm. It's still -9 right now. It was -13 when I woke up. But it's supposed to be up to like -4 this afternoon. So that should be getting a little closer to where if it's -4 outside, the basement should come up because the house itself is heated. The basement may not have a direct heat source, but it should warm up. And with the space heater, I'm going to pick up and bring in, I'm going to run to Canadian Tire and pick up a decent sized space heater. Really, which space heater I get is unimportant in the grand scheme of things because an electric space heater is just a space heater. It converts electricity into heat through resistance. I'm not going to be able, like, I know some are marketed as high efficiency or low efficiency. Really, the only thing I'm looking for is one that's got a thermostat built in. But the wife is on her way out now, so I am going to pause the recording here and focus on driving, and I will check in with you guys once we get back from Canadian Tire. All right, I am here in the basement. The lighting where I'm sitting is less than ideal, so I won't be getting too much footage down here. Trying to keep my head away from the keep my head in the way of the window so that you guys don't get blinded. But I am sitting right at our water pump reservoir where the pump comes in. And yeah, it's a little chilly down here, so I'm gonna hook up this space heater and let's see how she goes. All right, so the space heater I got is just a small little warehouse utility thing by Mastercraft. As I said, these things aren't too fancy. They just convert electricity to heat. One thing I am going to invest in, though, is a temperature sensing outlet, like a smart outlet, that I can rig up so that this thing will automatically turn on if the temperature where I am right now drops below a certain temperature, so that we can avoid this in the future. Bit noisy opening this up. I apologize. I will probably turn down the volume on that. Again, working mostly in the dark here. It shouldn't be too hard to get things going. All right, so I want this definitely on high. Yeah, full power. And for now, almost max temperature. Get all the plastic and all the paper away. Plug her in. All right. And that's immediately kicking in. So I'm just gonna sit it down here. Yep, there's already some nice heat coming off of that. I tried to use a blow dryer earlier today, but that just was not getting hot enough. So, yeah. I've already got the faucets upstairs open. So as soon as this warms up enough, I will know. Now, what I've been told is over here near this sensor is a spot where the pipe is most likely to freeze. I don't know if you guys can see that because I can't see the screen right now. But there's a spot here that is apparently the most likely spot to freeze. So I'm actually going to position this thing so it can see that. Not see that. Blow air on that. At the same time, I don't want to blow heat directly on the wiring for the pump. So I'll pull that up. I don't want to put it too close because I don't want to melt anything. Let's see, do I have anything I can use as just a quick rope to tie this up so it's out of the way? I'll be right back. All right, this little stick should do. Just rest it on top. That'll keep it out of the way. That's some good heat coming over. Hopefully it'll warm this area up over time. And that'll sort our issue. We'll see. I will keep you guys up to date. So it's been about 25 minutes and there is still no water coming through the pipes. They were fairly cold, so it might take some time for them to warm up enough to start running. But I was looking online and I saw an idea. Pour hot water on the pipes. Since they're indoors, I can make sure I dry them off when they're done once it's working. So I'm gonna try that. I have a tea kettle here that I have boiled. I'm gonna put some of that, well, it's not hot, so I will have to boil it again because it cooled off. And I will, oh, it's not plugged in. That would, you know, stop it from working. There we go. So once that is done heating up, I will bring that downstairs and hopefully be able to get this water running again. That being said, the bird feeder I put in the other day, it is attracting exactly the birds I was hoping for. Look at that little bird bar with little seats for them to sit on, although that Chad is a little too big for his seat. He's a big lad. Look at him, so majestic, so beautiful. And there are so many of them around here, and they're taking turns See, I see these guys every morning outside of my office window, so I thought I would put a bird feeder up on the back deck for them. So that way we can see it from the kitchen. All right, well, here's some good news. Even though I haven't done the hot water trick yet, if you look at that, the PSI gauge is actually starting to go up. So the heater being there is starting to make a difference. We were at 0 PSI before, so water is at least reaching this far into the system now. Now it's just a matter of the water reaching everything else, which might take some time. I haven't seen any, oh, I'm in the light. I haven't seen any leaks anywhere down here, so I'm just waiting for everything to fill in, and hopefully we'll have water back. I'll go turn some pipes off and turn them back on and see if we get some pressure. So here's hoping we get some good news. Still nothing on the water up here, but it could be that it's just only partially thawed. So I will give it another 30 minutes and let's see what happens. All right, I'm down here in the basement again, and update on the water pump. Let me just show you. It'd be easier to show you than to tell you. So as I come up here, you'll notice that coming in, we have this pipe here, right? Positive PSI. Then it goes up to the sensor here, which I think is what triggers the pump. And it's got 2 outlets. This outlet, when I trace it back, goes up to the roof, tees off, goes various places in the house, tees off there as well, and that's the one that goes over and feeds into our hot water pump on the other end of the basement. This PVC pipe comes around the house. It's like loops around there, right? Goes out into underneath the piano room, which is an extension of the house. So I thought it just handled like outside plumbing. But if you come out this way, it comes back in this way and ties into the copper of the house. So that PVC does control some of the, you know, some of the house's water. What I had to do when I came down here was close this valve, because when this valve is open, it is leaking. Which means this seal is gone, probably because there was ice here and that seal was the weakest point. So, I don't know what this white PVC pipe is connected to, but whatever it is, I just had to shut it off. I don't know if our hot water tank is getting water yet. It doesn't seem to be, so there still may be some patches of ice in these copper pipes. I have to wait for the space heater to do more work heating things up. But yeah, this is not as quick and easy of a fix as I thought it would be. Probably would have been if I had the space heater available this morning, but because I had to go out and buy it and bring it home, that delay might have made things a bit worse. Well, no job can be too easy. So here's where we're at now. So you may notice something seems to be missing. That white pipe where I saw that bit of a leak, it wasn't because it was frozen, it's because the nipple snapped off on the inside. Looks like there's a nipple connector, just a double male that went into the 2 slots, and it is where things cracked. So right there is cracked, and then on this end here, stuck in the middle. So I gotta get those 2 pieces out, get a replacement joiner, and reattach them before I can get things back up and running. Now here's the other interesting thing. If I open this, water is starting to come out. So that's a good sign. It means we're getting water to this point now. This is just stuck. So I got some wrenches. I'm gonna see if I can fix this up. Tricky part is going to be getting grip on the inside where the nipple is stuck. I might need to invest in a what do you call it? A wrench that can go inside the slot and work from there. Like something that can go inside and grip from within. Because it's not... But I don't know if this rotates. I think the nipple inside is what rotated. Okay, so it looks like this piece here screwed into here, and these two were just welded together at one point. So these should rotate. Trying to brain that would be to tighten it, so see, I don't want to break this pipe because this pipe feeds a lot of my house. But I gotta get this fitting off to be able to reattach the pipe. Yeah, so this here is threaded onto there. But with how cold everything is down here, all the metal is contracted, and contracted metal is, well, tight. All right, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna go grab some hot water and soak that in the boiling water to see if that helps loosen it up. Okay, here I am with some hot water. Let's try. Soak in the hot water. All right. Hopefully it won't take too much soaking to loosen it up. Grab the wrench. There's gotta be some way to get better grip of this thing. Like, I'm not sure how well you can see that. That's what I need to get off, because the threading or the welding is inside of that. But if I use the flashlight here, yeah, like when I pull this off, then I can pull this seal out. The threading inside this is fine. It's just this coupler that's busted. So that's what I need to get off, is this coupler, without damaging the valve itself. But this has been on here for God knows how long. All right, this one's wiggling. That's a good sign. Wiggling's a good sign. There we go. So this is the more important one to get off, because this, oh shit, it still needs a tool. This one here, if it don't come off, I'm right screwed, which, you know what? It's coming off. Beautiful. All right. This one here, worst case scenario, if I just take this whole end piece here off, then this comes off with it. So, yeah, that's what I need to do, is I need to marry these two together, and the coupler that did that is what broke. Oh, so, just to confirm, it went on righty-tighty, came off lefty-loosey. So it went on righty-tighty, came off lefty-loosey this way, which means I want to grab this and rotate it from this direction. This is way too close to the camera. There you go. This way. Right here. I need two hands, but I also need to hold the camera. Here, I'm gonna put the camera on my knee. Nope. Okay. See, I don't have an easy way to hold the camera while I'm doing this. So I'm gonna put it back where it was. Okay, so now I have some light. So I wanna go this way here. Let me grab that as best I can and just wiggle back and forth. Yeah, this one may be a take the whole part off job. Flip this upside down. Hang on a second. This thing is squared. All right, to hell with that. I have given up with it. I am a stubborn man. I am, however, not stubborn enough to keep fighting with that. I'm just gonna replace the whole end bit. So I'll get the L joint with the valve, as well as the coupler for the two of them when I go back out today to pick the wife up from work, drop the child off at work, and I'll get another space heater for the basement to heat it up a bit quicker. I definitely won't need both running all the time, but I want to thaw the rest of these pipes out before I put pressure back on. All right, I'm back in the basement. It is just after 6 o'clock at night. Got back from Canadian Tire, got the rest of the supplies I'm hopefully gonna need to get things going, but still not 100% yet. So let's go over what I've got. All right, so first off, a replacement to the part that broke. Exact copy. Let's hope that is what we need. Now, because I can't get part of it off of the L bracket, this plus this will allow me to replace the L bracket into the PVC, out to the hose, that goes to this, that goes to the well. So, worst case scenario, that'll be there. And then because one space heater is not doing enough, I picked up a second space heater, slightly bigger one, that hopefully won't tip over and thus will stay running. Again, most of the temperature issues will be resolved by tomorrow because we won't have any more heat tomorrow. Or sorry, won't have cold tomorrow. It's going to be 10 degrees tomorrow evening, as opposed to the minus 13 degrees it was today, and overnight last night, the minus 14. So, yep, let's get started. And we have great success. By using a third tool, I managed to get the threading off. See, I had this wrench that could slot on here, right? Very tight. And then I had the other wrench, and I was trying to twist this way, but that was pulling the pressure rotationally on my wrist. It would be a lot easier if I could grab two things and just go this way. So, vice grip here, other wrench here, and that way I had the proper rotation to be able to force that thing off. So the threading is off. I don't have to replace this, so I've got some extra elbow joints. Now I just gotta zoop, 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 and then turn it on. I managed to save the rubber stoppers. So here's the new one. One goes in this end. One goes in this end. Let's grab some Teflon tape. I don't know if the Teflon tape is entirely necessary, but better to use it than not, I think. Let's grab this pipe first. And that tightens down smooth, nice and smooth. Wrap some around this one down here, which look like it's remnants of old Teflon tape, which is, you know, fine, I think. And let's pull you so there's the least pressure possible. I don't like the way that this is laid out currently. I will probably lay it out differently in the future. But for now, I just need this to seal. Okay, good, good. Pull this pipe a bit. Moment of truth, does she leak? Not there, she doesn't. No leaks in the line. All right, let's see if that's enough to get water running again. Still no water. So something's still mucking up the system, but at least that's fixed, so it's just a matter of continuing to thaw. All right, it's just after midnight. I've had things thawing down there for about 5 hours since I fixed the pipe and put the heaters in place, the two of them running at the same time. When I checked at like 9:30, there was still no water pressure, but checking now, we have water again. And even hot water. Cold water is also running. So this definitely was not planned content for this week. I don't think anyone can ever plan for their pipes freezing. But thank you guys for joining me on this misadventure. I did promise in the intro that I would take you guys not just for our wins, but also our failures, and I did not plan appropriately to make sure my pipes wouldn't freeze. a lesson I have now learned and will endeavor to prevent in the future. One idea I have is to keep the space heater down there for now. It's a digital space heater. I have it set to only kick in when the ambient temperature is below 44 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 6-7 degrees Celsius. And yeah, that way, if the air temperature in the basement gets a little low, that thing will kick in, and that should hopefully prevent problems for the rest of this season. The main heater down there, I'll have to get hooked back up when the electrician comes in to redo the panel, because that got disconnected when the heat pumps were connected, and I need that back. I don't need the rest of them in the house necessarily, but that one I definitely need up and running, because I can't have this happen again. We got off lucky. I've heard horror stories of frozen pipes causing all the pipes in the house, in the walls, everywhere to just burst as the expanding ice presses against that copper wall. We got off fairly lucky. The only thing that was damaged was a single coupler, and it was a day without water that the family dealt with. Thankfully, the wife had the forethought to buy some jugs of water one of the times when she was in town because of a power outage we had a few weeks ago. So that forethought is why we still had, you know, water to drink today and make food with today, etc. Anyways, that is where I'm going to wrap it up. I will see you guys again next time. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to see us in the future, and why don't you tell me if you guys have had any horror stories, any misadventures with frozen pipes in your home, and how you guys dealt with it. Well, have yourselves a good morning, a good evening, a good afternoon, or a good night, wherever you happen to be and whenever it happens to be. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.